If you're leaning forward and your hands are flopping, you're going to be insecure in the saddle. Sit back, use your neck strap to pull your seat into the saddle. And that way, when your horse spooks like that, you don't fall off. In today's video, we are talking about shorten your reins. I'm going to be giving you some tips if you're constantly hearing from your trainer, shorten your reins, or if you feel like your reins are just constantly getting long and you can't figure out why. Once you have a short enough rein, then you're going to be able to establish a steady contact with your horse, which is so important. Today's YouTube video is proudly sponsored by Correct Connect. Improve your riding, improve your horse. Visit www.ridecorrectconnect.com. So, first of all, why do you want to have short reins? The number one reason that we want to have short reins is because if your reins are super, super long, like if you're just going along like this and your reins are super, super long and your horse goes to spook or something unexpected happens, it's going to be really, really hard to get control of your horse. So a short rein allows you to stay safe and to quickly manage your horse's energy during a difficult time. The second reason that we want to have short reins is because short reins are what allow us to develop a steady contact with our horse's mouth. So when we think about it, we have a piece of metal across their tongue, which is not super comfortable. And I know, we want to ride with soft hands. We don't want to be hurting our horse's mouth. But actually, if your rein is going like slack, pull, that's more uncomfortable for your horse than if you just are able to maintain that nice steady contact. And then the third reason we want to have short reins is because short reins is what allows us to develop connection and roundness with our horse. Now, let's get into how you actually keep your reins short. And I'm going to give you a few really important pointers that fall into this category. So the first thing is that the way that you keep your reins short is that you want to create a rooftop shape with your thumb and you're pushing down between your thumb and your pointer finger. So this is what actually keeps your reins from slipping out of your hands. And it's really important that you have this hand position because you still want to be able to move your fingers and move your wrists and move your elbows. What I do recommend and what's super helpful is I like these rubber reins from Correct Connect with the stoppers, and I also recommend these tackified gloves from Correct Connect because what this allows me to do is it allows me to keep this rein length without gripping super hard with my hands. If you just have slick rubber reins or if you don't have any gloves, it's going to be a lot harder for you to maintain this correct hand position. And I know a lot of riders, especially if you're a little older and you have arthritis in your hands, it can be really hard to hold on to these reins. So in order to shorten your reins, here's what's really important, is to shorten your reins, you're going to put both your reins in one hand, you're going to slide down, and then with the other hand, you will grab a hold of the rein again, get that little rooftop shape with your thumb, and then shorten again. So let me show you how to shorten your reins while you're going forward, because this is really important. I'm going to get Jacques moving here, because we haven't really been doing much. Okay, so if let's say I'm at the walk, right? I'm on a loose rein at the walk, and all of a sudden I realize, oh my gosh, my reins are too long. I'm going to shorten the reins gradually, and it's super important that you maintain the forward rhythm. So see, I put both reins in one hand, I slide down, I push with my thumb onto the rein, I shorten with my other hand. My hands are a little farther forward now, right? And then I'm gradually going to bend my elbows and take up the rein contact. Let me show you that at the trot, right? So if I pick up the trot, and sometimes when you go to the trot, then you're like, oh my gosh, my reins feel a little long. So I'm just gonna quickly inch my hands forward down the rein and then maintain the rhythm. So I'm thinking of leg to hand. Good boy. And I'm gradually shortening those reins. Now, once your reins are short, it's important that you find the correct hand position. We want our hands to be together and in front of the withers, and you need to have a bend in your elbows in order to maintain a steady contact. So in the posting trot, as my seat is going up and down, my elbows are just a little bit bend straight, bend straight, bend straight. And this is what's allowing me to find the steady contact with his mouth. So your elbows are a really important part of maintaining this nice and steady contact. Now, the third thing that's really important about when you use your reins is that it's always important that you check your alignment and that you make sure you're sitting back before you use your reins. Because if you're tipping forward and you use your reins, you're going to pull yourself forward out of the saddle. So anytime that you're going to go to make a rein aid, check your alignment, sit up nice and tall, get your seat into the saddle. One thing that I really like to have is I like to have a grab strap or a neck strap like this from Correct Connect on my horse. And what you can practice doing is hold on to this strap and practice pulling yourself into the saddle. So when you pull on this, you want to feel that your seat goes deeper into the saddle. And that's the same feeling that you want anytime you take a little bit of contact with your reins. So let me show you how I might do this in motion. Let's say that I'm cantering, right? And all of a sudden I feel, oh, my horse is, it's like super windy today. My horse is getting a little spooky. I need to use my rein aids. I'm going to think about sitting back, sitting up tall. Sometimes I'll even, you can see on the GoPro, I'll grab and hold on with my outside hand on the neck strap just to give myself a little bit more security. And then if I'm going to use my rein aids, I make sure that I'm sitting back and pulling myself deeper. So let me show you. Stretch up tall, think about my seat, and then use my rein to halt my horse. So that's the correct way of using your reins to stop your horse. Often what I see though is that riders don't check in with their seat first, and then they just go to their rein and they pull themselves out of the saddle like that, which is very ineffective. So I hope that this video has helped you to understand why it's so important to keep and maintain this shorter rein length, not only for safety, but also for being able to establish that steady contact. And then ultimately, as you improve, to be able to maintain a frame in your horse. If your reins are always getting longer and shorter and longer and shorter, then your horse is going to be out of balance and confused. Definitely check out Correct Connect products. These products just give me such a sense of security in that I'm able to maintain the shorter rein length without gripping. And then I also love this neck strap just to kind of check in with it and pull my seat deeper into the saddle in those moments that I need it. So thanks for watching today's video. Thank you to Correct Connect for sponsoring this video. And I post a new video every single Wednesday, so we'll see you in the next video.